The cockle train travels along the oldest steel railway in Australia. It was built in 1854 to provide a link between the River Murray and the ocean wharfs at Port Elliot and later at Victor Harbour. In the early days, the local residents would take a horse-drawn train to Goolwa to collect cockles from the sandy beaches near the Murray mouth for a day out. That's why it is named the cockle train. The cockle train is based at Steam Ranger's Goolwa depot. I visited the depot on the first day of my journey with the Steam Ranger community. Andrew was my guide and support for safety. He shared a lot of his knowledge about Steam Ranger trains and facilities with me. The cockle train starts its journey each day at Goolwa station after crossing the main Goolwa to Victor Road. The train travels across the plains to Middleton Station, picking up and dropping off passengers on request. It then travels to Port Elliot Station where it reaches the Encounter Bay coast. The Port Elliot Station is operated by the local National Trust and features a small museum. I went for a tour around the museum. After leaving Port Elliot Station, the train climbs to the top of the coastal cliffs and passengers then experience some of the most beautiful coastal scenery. With nothing separating them from the beach below and a perfect view of the Southern Ocean, after 30 minutes, the train arrives at Victor Harbour Station, right in the center of the town. It is surrounded by very tall pine trees. Here, the locomotive is detached from the carriages and turned on a special 30-meter electric turntable. Then it rejoins the carriages for the return journey back to Goolwa. For my journey, the Dean Harvey RX 207 steam locomotive pulled the cockle train. This train is named in honor of Mr. Dean Harvey, who was a former Steam Ranger Tours manager and president. The RX 207 was built in Britain and started its service in 1913. It was taken out of operation in 2007 for repair work and was back in service in 2015. The Dean Harvey has been in service for more than 100 years. The water towers are used to load water into the locomotive. The wood used is old cut-up sleepers. This is the only place it can be safely used, as over the years the sleepers have been treated with a range of chemicals and pesticides. Coal is stored in the bunkers. It is loaded into the tender with a front-end loader. Coal is made up of nitrogen, oxygen, carbon, ash, sulfur and hydrogen. As coal breaks down, the hydrocarbons make the heat. The coal used for Steam Ranger trains comes from New South Wales. It is cleaner than coal from South Australia. To start up the engine, you need to ensure there is water in the engine. Check the firebox and smoke box and clean the grate to ensure there are no blockages. Lay a bed of coal in the firebox and put a layer of wood on top of that, followed by some lit paraffin. This will warm up the engine slowly so that it does not put too much stress on the boilers. This prepares the engine ready for service. The warming fire goes towards the front of the engine. After the engine is warmed up, the whole firebox is covered with coal. Then wood is put on top, followed by lit rags and more wood so that the fire is fed slowly. After about 2 hours, the engine will be warmed up and steaming well. Before moving, The engine needs to be checked one last time to ensure that nothing is leaking and the injectors which put water into the boiler are working properly. After that, the engine can move from its stationary position